यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जयो राधा माधवा, जय कुंजरी बिहारी, जयो राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे, जयो जगन्नाथा जय बालदेवा, सुभद्रमयी जय सुदर्शन, जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम, जय गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गंधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरि, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव, जय लक्ष्मी वरदे जय लक्ष्मी वरदे, लक्ष्मी वरदे जय लक्ष्मी वरदे, जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततोदयमुदे नष्टप्राय सुभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेव्या भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरियति कृत्वा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Today we will be reciting two slokas. First canto, 19th chapter, appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, sloka number 22 and 23. Small slokas, very important one. You can all follow along with me. Astraya tazrishigana vacha parikshit samam madhus chayat guru chaivalikam abhashta yena abhyantya yuktan shushrutamas charitani vishnu. Astraya tazrishigana vacha parikshit samam madhuchayat guru chavyalikam abhyastana yena abhyanada abhyantya yuktan shushrutamanas charitani vishnu. Astraya tadrishiguna vacha parikshit samam madhuchayat guru chaivalikam abhasta yena abhyanta yuktan shushrutamas charitam vishnu. Word by word meaning. Astraya, just after hearing that Rishigana, the sages assemble, vacha, speaking, Parikshit, Maharaj Parikshit, someone impartial, Madhu Sayat, sweet to hear, Guru, grave, Cha, also, Abhyatyam, perfectly true, Abhasta, said, Yena, all of them, Abhyantya, congratulated, Yuktan, appropriately presented, Sushrutas Samanaha, being desirous to hear, Charitani, activities of Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. Translation. All that was translation purport by His Grace Bhaktivedanta Shripad Jayashripad. Translation. All that was spoken by the great sages was very sweet to hear, full of meaning and appropriately presented as perfectly true. So after hearing them, Maharaj Parikshit, desiring to hear of the activities of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, congratulated the great sages. Text number 23. You can follow, recite along with me. Samangata sarvata eva sarvae veda yata murti darastri प्रस्थे नेहांतात् नमुत्रा चा कश्चंद्रता ऋते परंगुहा गृहाम आत्मशीलाम समांगता सर्वात एव सर्वे वेद यथा मूर्ति द्रस्त्री प्रस्थे नेहांता नामुत्रा चा कश्चन रता ऋते परंगुग्रहम आत्मशीला समांगता सर्वात एव सर्वे वेदा यथा मूर्ति द्रष्टि प्रस्थे नेहांता नमुत्रा चा कच्चंत्रता ऋते परंगुर्हम आत्मशीलम word by word meaning samangata sambal sarvetaha from all direction eva certainly survey all of you veda supreme knowledge yata as murti darha personified three prasiddhi on the planet of Brahma, which is situated above the three planetary system, namely the upper, intermediate and lower world. Na, not. Iha, in this world. Ata, thereafter. Na, not. Amutra, in the other world. Cha, also. Kachana, any other. Arthaha, interest. Riti, save and expect. Para, others. Anugraham, doing good to. Atma Silam, own nature. Translation, purport by His Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Translation. The king said, O great sages, you have all very kind assembled here, having come from all parts of the universe. You are all as good as supreme knowledge personified, who reside in the planet above the three worlds, Satyaloka. Consequently, you are naturally inclined to do good to others. But for this, you have no interest either in this life or in the next life. But 6 kinds of opulences, namely the wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciations, are all originally the different attributes pertaining to the absolute personality of Godhead. The living beings who are part and parcel of entities of Supreme Being have all these attributes partially up to the full strength of 78%. Please make a note of it. 78%. We will elaborate it further. In the material world, these attributes up to the 78% of the Lord attributes are covered by the material energy. As the sun is covered by the cloud, the cover strength of the sun is very dim compared to the original glare, and similarly the original color of the living being with such attributes becomes almost extinct. There are 3 planetary systems, namely the lower world, the intermediate world and the upper world. The human beings on the earth are situated in the beginning of the intermediate world, but living beings like Brahma and his competitors lives in the upper world, of which the topmost is Satyaloka. In Satyaloka, the inhabitants are fully cognizant of Vedic wisdom, and thus the mystic cloud of material energy is cleared. Therefore, they are known as the Veda personified. Such persons, being fully aware of the knowledge, both mundane and transcendental, have no interest in either the mundane or transcendental world. They are all practically desireless devotee. In mundane world, they have nothing to do achieve, and in the transcendental world, they are all full in themselves. Then why do they come to the mundane world? They descend on different planets as a messiahs by the order of the Lord to deliver the fallen souls. On the earth they come down and do good to the people of the world in different circumstances and different climatic influences. They have nothing to do in this world save and except reclaim the fallen soul rotting in this material existence, deluded by the material energy. Hare Krishna. Welcome once again the Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalasalakaya Tachurumalitamena Dasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Swapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tatamse Pradamkiyam Vandeham Shri Guru Srivata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagardatam Sagana Nagunatam Tam Vitam Tam Tajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopeshta Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabham Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Panchakalpataripishta Kripa Sundevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivacharya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Pangajanabhaya Namo Pangajamalini Namo Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajangriye Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees. So today we'll be reciting two slokas, 22 and 23. So let's understand from the sloka number 22 what Sukadeva Goswami trying to explain and from the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Here they are very great personality. The sages are very great personality. When they speak, it is very pleasing to ears. It is full of meaning. They are not like politicians where the stage they give all false promises and chastising other opposite party or like, all kind of speech which is nothing to do with the protective for the welfare of the country. But whereas the sages they speak, it is very pleasing to ears. First, secondly, it's full of meaning. What they're trying, it is having meaning. When they speak, it is controlled speech. They know how to what to speak, what not to speak. Appropriately presented as perfectly true. They are above the illusion. They are not under the. They are above that. They are liberated souls. When they speak, everything is perfectly true. Parishit congratulated the great sages. This is the Parishit's reaction. So, here what sages told, it's a sweet words. For that, Parishit Maharaj is congratulating the sages. So, what exactly they acknowledge it. So, let's understand a little more brief. The word Rishi, who are assembled, they are not one number, two number, there are 60,000 Rishis are gathered, knowing the great spiritual event of Srimad-Bhagavatam going to take place. The sages' qualities are equal vision. Who is not partial? They are not partial people. Equality in everyone. They are treat everyone equally. Nobody is greater or lower. So if there is a difference, there is only difference between the Jivatma and Paramatma. Among these souls, everybody is equal. Nobody is white, red, black, all the colors. So this is what the sages vision. They speak sweet words. In this sloka, there is a Madhura. So that means sweet words. What does that mean? By validating, Parishit Maharaj decided to renounce the kingdom and also fast till death without eating and drinking. And listen to that great narration of Srimad-Bhagavatam. They also to be, so this is a sweet word. Second thing is, they also be there for 7 days till the king is departed, which is a great, this quite unexpected saints. So generally saints, they stay in a house till the people milking the cow. After that they leave. They just take the alarm and leave. They don't have any business with the grahasthas. When the sages visit, so this is what the traditional. Here the rishis have assured him and authenticated his decision. So first thing he is asked that taking permission for fasting till death, so water and food. Also he renounced his kingdom. So for that, the sages are authenticating it. They are authorized his decision. Also necessary when we undertake spiritual resolution, that has to be authenticated or validated by the Guru and Acharya and Shastras. So whimsically we are not supposed to do. Okay, that the other day also we told that politicians know for their personal gain, they'll go for fasting and they'll put a tent and mattress nicely with all air conditioned. They'll sit and do dharna in front of the parliament to get publicity and make him that he is a great man. No, whatever you do, it has to be authorized by the sages. So this is very important point, we have to note it down. And also that Parishit Maharaj, the sages are saying, your place is assured in the spiritual world. So Parishit Maharaj, that not in the spiritual world, there are so, on a Sunday class we heard it, there are so many planets are there in the spiritual world. But what sage is assuring is, he is going to Goloka, the topmost planetary. So that assurance they are giving. Nobody except to grace the Lord by offending. So if you offend somebody, you cannot expect a grace from the Lord. If you are, you will not. Here Parikshit actually offended the devotee. Where is the hope for him? So Samik Rishi, he put the garland of the dead snake. So he is insulted. So it is an offense. So he is no hope, but for him to get mercy of the. Therefore, the hearing, going back to God, had these sages assured him. This is a word of the Lord coming through the mouth of the sages. It is not just like that somebody telling generally, if you see the mundane world, politician, when people are gathering for his birthday or wedding day, some party time, they glorify that person where he is not done anything worthy. Okay, this to praise him so that he'll be happy. But here the sages come in the Naimishan, the gadgets, they are not praising Parishit Maharaj. They are giving assurance that you will go to Goloka. This assurance is come from the Lord through the mouth of rishis. This point we have to note it out. So how much huge difference between the mundane world to the Parishit Maharaj period. Therefore, hearing going back to home, back to college, assured. This is also called a sweet word. In the sloka, says Madhura. Madhura means sweet. So we are talking about the sweetness, how the Sukadeva Goswami is describing why he has to underline this point. The curse came as a blessing that he will die in 7 days. Unless like 7 days, no question of being die. That means it is fixed. The 7 days he is going to live. Okay. No one in this material was assured for his life 7 seconds, 7 minutes, 7 hours, 7 days, 7 months, 7 years. Nobody is assured. So this fixed of 7 days, it's a great boon. So it's a great blessing only. It's a blessing of so that he himself can prepare to the journey hereafter. The fact that Guru spoke these words, assuming him the highest destination of going back, he made an amuse with the class of people he offended. So here the 7 days, the boon is also a sweet word. And second thing is, he assumed, he offended the Brahmanas. But the same Brahmanas is amended with a class of people. Means he, for in the previous sloka, he folded hands, bowed down. That itself is asking the forgiveness. That also we have to consider it. How it is not that we have to touch the other person's feet. Even just bowing down itself is equal to the respect. bowing down is an ethic. It's extreme humility. So that devotee should consider. So nowadays it's a fancy that whenever Maharaj comes, they go and try to touch the lotus feet. No, even if you just bow down itself is equal to that. So therefore, this forgiveness also a sweet word. Humility, extreme humility also the sweet word. In the Bible, there is a statement that if you come to the altar of the Lord and to make a gift, then and if you have a difference between sisters and brothers, better keep that gift and go back to them and amend or reconcile with them, then come back and give the gift to the Lord. This is what the Bible says. The principle of the Lord is not present in spiritual world, also present in the Paramatma form in everything, every living entity. So it is that's why we should treat everything. So if a person offend anyone, he doesn't attain Lord. This is a very important point for the devotees, that you never ever try to offend any devotee, because by offending a devotee, you are not going to attain the Lord. Therefore, wishing all well for everyone. So our thinking always should be, we should wish everyone for wellness. That's why every day morning Mangala, after the japa, there's a prayer. In that prayer, that everybody chant together for the welfare of the others who are fallen souls or sick people. So this is what we practice is. So unless you have a resentment for anyone, you are not qualified to render service to the Supreme Lord. See how powerful message. So we should have the qualification, then only we can. That means by going on offending people, we can't just get into serving the Lord. So it is a tandem to offend any living being. Therefore, Lord is present in everyone's hearts. So why we should not offend is the Lord is present in everybody's heart. It is not only human, any living beings. So you cannot offend. You cannot kill an animal and eat. You cannot torture any animals, because Lord is present in the form of Parama. You cannot go on mass cutting of trees, destroying the forest. No, it is not the right one, because Lord is present, even the trees, reptiles, all the things. So that's why it's very clearly said that. So you should not offend anyone. If you do it, then you cannot attain the Lord itself. This is a basic qualification, we should have it. Here Parikshit begged forgiveness in front of the sages by bowing down. See, by unknowingly, if they done some offense, and they should ask for forgiveness, not to repeat in future. This is a very big message for the devotees. An insult is for an insult is justifiable. In other words, you can set it for tat. If something happened, other insult is okay. Like here, an example is Samiki Rishi, Parishit Maharaj has put a dead snake on his Samiki Rishi's neck. So that means it is untouchable. Then he has to go take bath. That's all. It's not a big offense. And second thing is, he can go and ask for forgiveness. So it is a simple offense only. So just by insult to, so Samigri Rishi could have cursed, insulted him or whatever way, or his son could have insulted him. But insult to insult is justifiable. But here, giving Sringi, what he does is he give a punishment of death sentence. So which is for an insignificant offense. It's very minute one. For that, very big justice is given is injustice. That we have to understand, because this is a message for us also. Many times for the prestige issue, we will punish a devotee which is not that much worthy of it. So as a leader, we have to be little careful about when you give judgment. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga, that people will be denied justice. So this is the first stage. In the Samikrishi's Parishit Maharaj story is the first stage of Kali Yuga, where justice is denied. Those who are criminals and powerful will roaming freely and caught free. So that is Kali Yuga. So you can see in daily on your life, the politicians who have made so much of crime, they happily run around. But those who are innocent are punished because have no voice. So generally, if you go and see the police station, there are innocent people will be sitting. So this is the Kali Yuga symptom. Even when a justice is wet it out, it is not out of anger. So we have to be very careful when, as a leader, when you give some judgment to people, it should not be anger. Means because you don't like that person. When a person acts out of love, the results are not sinful. That is dharma. When you giving some judgment, it should be out of love, because that judgment should make him to go closer to Krishna, not like he run away from the Krishna consciousness. So we have to be very careful on that. So our judgment should be make him to go closer to Krishna. So this is a message for devotees, leaders. Now, the priest Singhi, cause out of curse, what did he do? He tried to avoid justice and punishment. Part of justice, he did it on a vengeance out of score. So vengeance means revenge, and out of score means, okay, he wanted to take pride. Because he was giving the judgment, not even seeing his father condition. He was playing with friend, and to get those playmates should know that how great this boy should be. So to take mileage. Many times people among friends, they said, I know my relative is a film star, I know my relative is some politician, big politician name and all, they'll pick up. Just to show off that they're big. So here also Sringi did curse that out of his, to puff up that how great is he. So our judgment should not be that way. You offend my father, the vengeance cannot be motive to initiate a justice. So Singhi, what he is saying, that since he is offended, so I want to teach a lesson to the king. So this is a vengeance he is having it. How in that thing, so menial word he'll be using. King Parshit, he'll say that he's a watchdog, should stand outside the door. How can he share meal with the plate, great man's plate? So such a thing he was offending it. So we have to understand that when we throw words, what are the words should use it. So this is a biggest message for us, because generally when anger comes, we throw the word which is very sensitive. It harms. Physical harm will be, it will go very short while, but mentally if you offend somebody, it will stay forever. We have to be very careful of using the words. It's very important for the message for the devotees. It has to be, the justice should be still be love or compassion. May you avoid the punishment so that you may be purified. See, this is what that our punishment should make him to purify, not to put him down, running away. That was the first mistake what Sringi did. The other mistake he did it, he was not in a right attitude. He pronounced the curse which is a far, far greater than sin. So it is, that's what it is. It's not unjustified. It's huge. then he become offender. Because of that, he become an offender himself. The Parishit who has been victim from the priest class, so he has been cornered. There is a difference between priest and sages. Priest means here we are talking about Brahmanas. Parikshit congratulates the rishis, thanking them for being with them till everything over. See, that is a sweet word. Here we call the sweet Mathura in the sloka. They are staying till he depart. That is the greatest one. He's very happy and he congratulates the rishis for staying with it. So, the advent of Srimad-Bhagavatam could not have happened without Parikshit. This is another message we have to get it. Why? It's very beautiful the analogy he has given. It is a great literature, extremely qualified person to receive the knowledge. Even to receive this thing, like example is when Ganga was descending to the earth, it was first received by the Lord Shiva. He's a great personality. Like that, here also when Srimad Bhagavatam was recited, first extreme qualified person should receive it, to receive the knowledge. It is like a milk of a lioness can't be collected in a steel bowl or some copper or brass, because it has to be collected only with a golden vessel, because it is hot and it will corrode the vessel itself. The milk also may get curdle, it will get spoiled. So that is the quality of the lioness milk, of the lioness. So why this example is given, analogy is given is, similarly the Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedas, Puranas. It has to be collected by someone great like Parikshit. The fact that having all sages who are renounced and gurus goes to show his caliber. The sages who are assembled there, it shows that the caliber of the Parikshit. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken. With whom he collected are the sages also not an ordinary people. They are all great rishis of the universe. They were the highest association. This was the highest association one can even think in this world. We can't even think of that. There is nothing going to happen in future also. This is the greatest association what Parikshit Maharaj got it. If they are not there, then Parikshit might have left the place. He could have walked out. It would have happened. Example is the analogy. One more example was when Madhavendra Puri, disciple Ramchandra Puri, came in the final hour of Madhavendra Puri departure. He was going on giving all wrong advices. He insulted his own guru from whom he received the knowledge. A kind of a kid in front of him, that Ramchandra Puri is a kid in front of Madhavendra Puri. It's a fatherly figure of Guru, and he is trying to advise his Guru. The Guru has to be more renounced than his disciple. So here, this is what is compared. Whom we should get associate in the end. They are not thinking that, here the Gurus are not thinking, the sages are not thinking that he is a king, he will good dakshinas. How wonderful we get association of the emperor of the world. This is not a prestige kind of or mileage they are going to take from the Parikshit Maharaj. They come after he, generally here what happened when film star or celebrities festival function, people go with grand, with a gift and all the thing, because people by being present, they get the mileage. Who are attending the program, they want to get their mileage by attending that function. Here, Parikshit Maharaj, the sages who have come for the last stage of Parikshit Maharaj, they don't want any mileage from this function. So, When they came, this also is important. They came when he renounced only. They not came when he was an emperor. He had nothing. When he renounced, he gave all the property to his son, and he came as a mendicant and sitting in the bank of the Ganga. So these points we have to understand that how we have to how great Parishit, how these mundane politicians, you have to start comparing them. Then you will understand it. When you compare the negativity to positive, you will understand the weightage, how great is it. Parishit, one who is constantly search. What do you mean by Parishit? Parishit means one who constantly searching for Lord. From the womb of his mother, is going on searching for the Lord. What he seen never been unseen. So it is like registered. It's like a picture of a photo. When we take a picture of photo and print it and put it in our home, that picture we cannot remove from our mind. Similarly, the Parishit, what he saw that darshan of the Lord, the womb of when he was in the womb of mother, it cannot be unseen. So he is going on searching. Where is that person? I want to see him. So this is about the sloka 22. So let's understand what the sloka number 23 is explaining it. Where here also a lot of very valid point we can understand from the Sukadeva Goswami, through the Sri Prabhupada's purport in that. Parishit was glorifying the great sages who are assembled there is in the holy place. In this sloka he is glorifying that. You are kindly assembled here. Here the word used kindly, because the sages have no personal interest. They only wanted to do welfare for others' conditioned soul. So sages are generally want to do good to the others. If you want to do good to others, then you have to be a kind person. Like somebody want to give charity, if he is kind only, he will give. Even if he has a wealth, he will not give 1 rupee to others. So this is what it means by kind. Therefore, they are very great personality, kind of to everybody. So they are kindly assembled there. That's why the word utilized in this sloka, kindly. The universe is very vast compared to one earth. The universe is so vast. Earth is one tiny one. The people, sages came from different universe. So how great they are all. The living being, either liberator or conditioned soul, we are still part and parcel of Supreme Lord. Always a tiny and limited quality of the opulences. In this sloka, there is a purport, Prabhupada says 78% reference to comparison made in the scriptures. So what it means by 78%? Between the quality of living entity to the quality of Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord got unlimited qualities. So he is unlimited. In that, principal qualities are counted as 64. That devotee should understand. Krishna has 64 qualities. And living beings got only 50. Both in terms of principal quality is compared between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. Just we are putting a ratio and converting into percentage. So it is 50 divided by 64, we get 78%. That's what Prabhupada is trying to say, that 78% of qualities we got it from the Supreme Lord. That what is being talked about 75 is the Sri Prabhupada. The living being having up to 70, it is not even, there is a grade, up to 75% of the quality in this material world. The living beings are up to, and attributes are covered by the material energy. So whatever is there, it is not 100% also done. Example is, the sun is covered by a cloud. So when it's covered, we can't see that fully, but it appears to, it is look like it's covered, sun shade, some dim light only we can see. What is blocking in our view, our sight, is a cloud. When sun is present in the sky, we can't see the sun because the cloud is blocking our vision. Cover some of and dim compared to the original glare of that's what. So 78%, up to 78% is the sunshine of the qualities of the Lord. But in the material world, what is exactly happening is even that 70%, 8% is not visible because we have been covered by the three modes of three gunas. So because of that, we are not able to get that qualities. We just some light we can see, dim light. Our qualities are like dim lights only. Similarly, the living entity has original spiritual form. So we are also originally. The original effulgence is covered by the material energy. So our effulgence is already covered. There are three planetary systems, namely the how it is all divided is lower, intermediate and upper planetary system. The intermediate planetary systems are Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. And upper planetary system also are Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, where Brahma and all the great sages are they live. They are the people who have got the 78% of the opulences. And below that is called seven planetary system Atala, Satala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Satala, Patala. So the lower planetary world which are below the earth is there. So these people even worse than us, they won't get any opulences. When one become enlightened with Vedic wisdom, so one get Vedic wisdom, then the material energy can't be covered one's mind and intelligence. So that's why the Vedic, why we have to study Srimad-Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita is the Vedic enlightenment, wisdom we should get. Then only we can come out this dimness or covering will be come out of that. So people who are come out of, they are called liberated souls and they are known as Vedas personified. So the sages are Veda personified. It is like a spiritual word they are there. Because they are fully cognizant, fully knowledgeable to it. So sages are fully knowledgeable to Vedas. So that's why they are also like the great sages particularly desire less. So these sages are who came from the upper planet system, they are all personification of Vedas only. So they are fully knowledgeable people. Because they are liberated souls, they have nothing to achieve in this material world. They are already liberated, they are not interested in anything. They are called Messiahs, Messiahs. The meaning of that is the great saintly person come on the order of the Supreme Lord to deliver the fallen soul. Why they are coming this? They have no business in this material world, earthly planet. They come here to liberate us based on the order from the Supreme Lord and rescue us and from the clutches of Maya. So we are already entangled with Maya. So from these clutches, they are come to liberate us. Example, you can say that Jesus Christ, Muhammad Prophet, and also Buddhas. There are so many people in this Sakti avatars people are there. They came, descent here to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada also in that line. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they liberated us. The Supreme Lord sent confidential devotee to the material world and preach Krishna consciousness. And take back these souls who are agreeable to live in this spiritual world. Then, after teaching what their role, they take back only people who are interested to live in the spiritual world in the association of Supreme Lord. That means if you accept the Krishna conscious 100% and follow the practice it, then only it shows that you are interested to go and live with it. I think that means you get purified. It is not like once in a whimsical way, okay, I am interested today, I want to hear something, today I want to take some prasadam. Just the surface level of Krishna consciousness doesn't work. The Krishna consciousness should be deep rooted to purify ourselves. That means then only when we will get purified 100%, that means we are ready to go back home. That much of inquisitive will come. Actually, if you see that, no, there are so many people go to US and for abroad countries. Those people that have the intense desire to go back. Whereas the people who are stay back in India, they are not, they simply talk, okay, when time comes I'll go. So they are more attached to the Indian atmosphere and Indian way of life. They are not very curious to go back. So though they will talk, but not intentionally. So that's what here they are trying to tell, that people living in only if they are really serious, only they can go back to Krishna world and associate with the Lord. People living in different parts of the world are different climatic variations. So in this earthly planet also different climatic conditions there. Some are hot, some are cold, some are deserts, some are tropical forests. Different kind of places are there. So the sages are come here also in this present situation also. Many Maharajas, they go on traveling and they will preach to all these places to liberate the fallen soul. They are all great sages. The Maharajas are, we cannot compare as a normal person. They are the great sages. So they are also doing the liberate this fallen soul so that they all will go back home backward. They are the messengers of messengers of the Lord. They come here to liberate us. The conclusion of these two slokas is, so just if you want to, another analogy is that just you want to cook a rice, you have to wash the rice under the tap water and prepare it for cooking. Similarly, Parishit Maharaj prepared his consciousness by purifying from all unwanted things he might have collected in conscious being involved in worldly affairs. When he was ruling, there will be some contamination might happen. For that, he is just detaching that, and by subjugating himself to the Ganges on the topic of Supreme Lord. So he want to hear the Srimad-Bhagavatam. So it is as good as cleansing his consciousness so that he'll be prepared 100% to go back to him, back to Godhead. This is the essence of today, sloka 22 and 23. Tantra Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna. Thank you. Any doubts, any clarification?
Nice,
Thank you for a lot of messages they are giving. Bye.
By attending so much.
Yeah.